Hi, eighth graders. I am recording your reading for this week. It's the week of May 11 through 15, and you guys are supposed to read Ghost Boys 80 to 120. So I'm picking up on 80, and so what just happened is Carlos, Jerome's friend, just gave Carlos the gun. It's kind of telling how Carlos got the gun in the first place, which eventually led to him getting shot, obviously. So we just finished up 80, and now we're on to another dead set of chapters. So this is like 85. It's preliminary hearing, Chicago courthouse, April 18th. Were you surprised you shot a child? Asked and answered, Your Honor, says the defending lawyer. I'll rephrase. Why were you surprised? Asked the lawyer calmly. Can't you tell the difference between a boy and a man? Yes, of course. I mean, it was dark. Daylight. The judge's face is like a mask, her hair silver. She peers at Officer Moore. Officer Moore swallows. Yes, daylight. He was big. More than any other 12-year-old? Yes, bigger. Are you prejudiced? Top of 86. No. Liar, someone shouts. Quiet, the judge warns, tapping her gavel once. I look across the courtroom at Sarah, eyes wide, her elbows on her knees, her palms cupped over her head. I'm standing next to her father, studying him. Have you heard of racial bias? No. Heard prejudice can affect your thoughts, actions, whether consciously, knowing, or unconsciously? I'm not racist. Possibly you were responding to unconscious stereotypes of black men as large, threatening, dangerous? No, I acted with just cause. How tall is your daughter? Objection, says the seated lawyer. Sustained, answers the judge. I'll ask another way. Would it surprise you if I told you Jerome Rogers, the child you killed, was no taller than 5 feet, 90 pounds? Officer Moore is surprised. Her palms pressed tight against her ears, Sarah bows her head. She can't see her father squirm. I can. Then it's my turn to be surprised. The ghost boy sits beside her. He tries to hold Sarah's hand. She doesn't flinch. Neither hand meets. They can't. He's dead. She's alive. Sarah sees us both. Ghost boy extends his hand toward me, like I'm supposed to hold it. Be grateful. I flinch. What am I supposed to do? What does it mean? Officer Moore's plump-faced lawyer asks for a lunch break. The judge agrees. For a few seconds she closes her eyes. I think it doesn't matter if Sarah can see me and the ghost boy. It only matters that the judge sees Sarah's dad is lying. People file out of the courtroom. Pop is steadying both Ma and Grandma. Officer Moore guides his wife, hand on her back. I don't move. Sarah and the ghost boy walk out of the courtroom, turning once to look back at me. To look back at dead me. This is lost. You saw him today, didn't you? Sarah doesn't act surprised. She knows who I'm talking about. He say anything? She shakes her head, her feet dangling off the bed. I think there's a reason I see him too. I wish you'd hurry up and figure it out. Why do you? What? See him? What if it isn't because you're. Don't say it. Of course it's because I'm dead. Yet even as I say it, I feel there's another reason too. Downstairs, a door slams. Sarah's mom and dad are shouting. Glass breaks. Administrative leave, murmurs Sarah. Drives dad crazy. That means he's fired for now. He's put on administrative leave. This is page 90. He's getting paid? Yes. I clench my hands. Pop wouldn't mind getting paid for not working. Sarah's eyes tear up. Sorry, I say. Though I'm not. Sarah's not stupid, but even if I was alive, we wouldn't live in the same world. Hers is a fantasy world, like a TV family in a huge house with plenty of money, food. Being poor is real. Our church has a food pantry, emergency dollars for winter heating. Last year, when Ma's appendix broke, when her sick leave was gone, we got bread, peanut butter, and applesauce. Does Pop know Officer Moore gets paid for not working, for killing me? I want to kick something, scream, break down, but what's the use? Sarah's dad shooting me is real. Sarah believes her dad isn't lying. I run my fingers along book spines. I open some. They're stickers saying, This book belongs to Sarah Moore. Kim would love it here. All her books are from the library. She'd love owning one, love writing her name. Kim Rogers, declaring a book as hers. One of Sarah's books has a boy flying on the cover. There's a silhouette behind him, a shadow figure with arms outstretched. and toes pointed, his body floating on the wind. Peter Pan. This book good? The best. I flip to the first page. I read the first line. All children except one grow up. I frown. What happened? Did he die? No. Sarah's face reddens. He doesn't die. He stays a kid. He wants to stay a kid. These are the magic words. Ghost Boy appears, just like that. He's not here, then here. Shazam. God, his eyes are big. Black pools to drown in. He's wearing his black tie and wide-brimmed hat. He's got fat cheeks and dimples. You look like a chipmunk, I say. Sarah giggles and the boy laughs, a gurgling, deep, rich sound. Who wants to stay a kid? He asks. Me and Sarah stare at the ghost boy. Funny, stupid, funny. 3 kids, 2 dead, talking about Peter Pan. I'm not as lonely, just as scared, I think. Not as sad as I am with my family. Maybe being dead isn't real after all. Maybe this is my fantasy. Maybe I'm dreaming, or stuck in a storybook. I blurt, I've always wanted to be grown. Being a kid sucks. Everybody telling you what to do. Trying to be good all the time. Escaping bullies, pushy crews, cashiers who think you're trying to steal. I was going to be, my lips scrunch, a basketball player, making amazing 3-point shots. Never mind, I'm short. I was going to be a baseball player, says Ghost Boy, like Ernie Banks, first African American to play for the Chicago Cubs. Lots more African Americans play for the majors. Not then. Well, when was then? Asked Sarah. 1955. Air sucks out of the room. Sarah's pink walls start to make me feel sick. Even Ghost Boy's papery thin clothes and skin glow pinkish, yellow. You've been dead years? Decades. I wish I could cry. I wish there wasn't a ghost kid in the room with me. I wouldn't mind staying a kid if I could be alive. I wouldn't care that I couldn't grow up. I trace Peter's silhouette on the cover. He's really flying. I thought I could fly from a bullet. Pityingly, Ghost Boy watches me. Sarah's eyes tear up. Don't pity me, I say, sharp, frustrated by Sarah. Maybe I can help you both, like Wendy helped Peter. Is Peter white? He's white, isn't he? I ask, insistent, furious. Sarah looks at me, quizzical. What are you going to be, Sarah? I shout. You're the only one who's going to grow up. Ghost Boy touches my arm, and I'm surprised that I feel him. His hand is warm, comforting. It's also taut, controlling me. It's not Sarah's fault, he says. Sarah can change. She's changing. I'm here to help you both. You can't help me. My mother, my father, my sister couldn't help me. I want to move on. There, I said it. I'm dead. I don't care anymore why I died. I just want to go. Get away from my family's pain, from you and you, I say to Sarah. It matters why my dad shot you. Why? So you can feel better? Sarah starts crying and feels like the bullies I hate. And I feel like the bullies I hate. I want to move on, I say, stubborn. Why haven't I moved on? I ask Ghost Boy. Why haven't you? Are you trapped too? I wanted to show you something. Ghost Boy spreads his arms and moves toward the window. It feels as if he's guiding me, like a gentle wind. Can Sarah feel it too? We 3 stand at the window, watching night cloaking the world. See? A shadow, then another, another and another. Hundreds, thousands of ghost boys standing, ever still, looking up through the window into our souls. Do I have a soul still? I don't understand. These are our people. Sarah gasps. I punch the wall. Nothing happens. No cracking or paint peeling. Black boys, Sarah whispers, then clamps her hand over her mouth. This is messed up. These are kids killed like Jerome? Killed like you? Asks Sarah. Ghost Boy nods. I turn from him and Sarah. I look down. Hundreds and hundreds of shadow boys. A heart-wrenching crew, army strong, no, zombie apocalypse strong, standing on lawns and the streets, their faces raised to me. All children except one grow up. I'd give anything to grow up. Sarah buries her face in a puffy pillow. Stop crying, I want to shout. Instead, I mutter, your bed is nice, pretty. Being nice is automatic. How stupid to be nice. I always tried. What did it get me? I'm getting angrier and angrier. I explode. My hand connects. Peter Pan flies across the room. The book hits the wall, drops to the floor. Sarah, you all right? A call from downstairs. I'm okay, Daddy. Sarah's eyes are different now, frightened again, nervous. Ghost Boy shakes his head like he's disappointed in me. Not fair, I think, I holler. Why do I need a white girl looking after me? You're right, but maybe you're supposed to do something for Sarah. Nah, that's sick. Her dad kills me and I'm supposed to help? Who are you anyway? Emmett Till. I remember Pop shouting, grown men armed, threatened by a boy, Grandma screaming, Emmett, like Emmett. You're the Chicago boy, murdered like me? 1955, down south. Everybody knew the South was dangerous then. Still is, answers Emmett. Sarah's chin rests on her chest. Disgusted, it's my turn to disappear. Emmett was dumber, stupider than me. I wasn't in the old South. I was in the North. I was playing 5 blocks from my house. Why am I dead? I shouldn't be dead. I shouldn't. Real. Real is graduating high school. Real is maybe going to college. Real is getting a job. Though I won't be a sanitation worker like my dad, maybe an electrician or a business manager. Being president is a fantasy, so is being a basketball player. Real is making enough money to help my folks pay off their house, buying Kim lots and lots of books, not Peter Pan. Real is me having a girlfriend, maybe. Emmett sits behind me on the church steps. Moths hover, batting their wings at the street lights. The moon is almost full. Fireflies blink. Now we're on 100. Sitting together, someone might think we're buddies if they could see us. If they could see us, they might see how I'm slayed, crippled with grief. They might see Emmett, quiet, head down. He lays his arm over my shoulders to still my trembling. It doesn't help. Dead is too real. For me, baseball was real, Emmett murmurs. Crack. I loved the sound of the bat hitting the ball. Loved running round bases and sliding into home. Tonight feels different. Emmett has something to say. I can't help but listen. Just as I can't help knowing sadness has a smell. It's a musty closet with rotting food and maggots. Real, Emmett says, was going to college. Mother was on the honor roll. Only the fourth black kid to graduate her school. She became a teacher. Mother said, do better than me. Be a principal, lawyer, doctor. Crossing my fingers behind my back, I'd promise. Yes, Mama. Emmett chuckles. Shortstop, that's all I wanted to be. Mean, I say. Basketball. Nobody plays basketball no more. Black kids play the court. Want to be Jordan, James, Curry. Lame if you can't dribble and throw. Emmett sighs, unwraps his arm. I don't know those names. Truth is, I'm lousy at basketball, but I'm getting good at bullying. Wish I didn't have these feelings. Wish I didn't still have feelings. It sucks feeling sorry for another ghost. Emmett murmurs, baseball, basketball, not much difference, is there? Times change. It's people need to change. Nodding, Emmett agrees. People change, but not enough at the same time. Or maybe people change, then forget they've changed and keep hurting. Top of 102. Chicago didn't used to be so dangerous. Still, my mother was strict. Family and faith. That's what mattered, she said. It helped when I had polio. Polio? What's that? I'm irritated, I don't know. Paralysis. Muscles like jello. I walked with a limp. Stuttered, too. I'd whistle, especially W sounds. Wh, 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 what? Had the hardest time making words come out right. How'd you die? I looked straight at Emmett, eye to eye. There's a softness to him, like he's a little old man dressed in a cheap suit. In school today, he'd be bullied worse than me. Now's not the time. You're not ready. I can't believe this. You know everything about me, but I don't get to know you. Emmett hangs his head. The brim of his hat doesn't even cast a shadow on the ground. Summer, Mother wanted me to go to Nebraska with her, he says softly, not raising his head. Instead, I went to see my cousins in Mississippi. I should have gone to Nebraska. I wait and wait. Not another word. That's it? That's all you're going to say? Unbelievable. Believe this, Jerome. It matters that Sarah can see you. And I'm supposed to help her? Got anything better to do? Got me. Absolutely nothing. Now we're on 10, I guess it would be 105. Me and Sarah. The preliminary hearing has recessed. Funny, like the judge and lawyers are going to play outside. Dodgeball, flag football. It's just a day, but the hearing feels like forever. It's awful being talked about. Ma weeps. Grandma whispers, mercy. Pop twists his fist in his palm. Lawyers in blue suits fight. Except for a slight narrowing of her eyes, the judge's expression never changes. Officer Moore's wife is in the courtroom. Kim isn't. I'm glad. Outside, thousands of protesters stomp, shout in the streets. Some chant, no justice, no peace. They carry signs, justice for Jerome, Black children's lives matter, stay woke, is my son next? Police have helmets and police shields. Several sit on horses. NBC, ABC, Fox all have vans with antennas and slick-dressed reporters yakking into microphones. Ma, Pop, and Grandma are escorted home by Uncle Manny and Reverend Thornton. Today it's easier being in Sarah's room than anywhere else. Visiting Sarah cuts through loneliness. Sometimes she speaks to me. Sometimes she knows I want to be quiet. She wants quiet too. Protesters picket outside her house. Sarah keeps her window closed. Her world is upended. I get that. Sarah's almost as messed up as me. How come you, not your dad, sees me? Sarah doesn't answer. Her whole body shakes. I'd be freaked too if I had doubts about my pop. Emmett says I'm supposed to help you, she says, balling her hands into fists. Why I listen to him, I don't know. I think a white man killed him too. A cop? I don't know. Quiet, I squat, like a flip book. Images race through my mind, me playing, turning, falling. You said I was in the news. You recognized my picture. That's all, just the photo. My parents don't want me to read about it. See it. See it? Sarah's eyes widen. Video. She inhales, stricken. Maybe there's video? If there's video, she'd know once and for all. Her dad lied. She stands in front of her computer. Maybe you shouldn't, Sarah. She taps a button. The screen brightens. Maybe you should listen to your parents. I don't know why I'm saying this. Crazy. Part of me doesn't want to see Sarah hurt. I'd like to see it. Determined, she sits in the chair, types my name, and pages of articles, links appear. Top of 108. She clicks. Seconds. That's all. 2 seconds. Me standing, a police car moving fast. I turn, fall. The gun skitters. I bleed. Dad didn't warn you. He didn't say, halt, police. We watch the silent screen. Images flicker. Ghostly shadows. We don't move. I don't breathe. Sarah holds her breath. It's like a movie. I'm inside a movie. Sarah exhales. Your dad and partner just stand there, staring down at me. The clock, staring down at me. The clock on the computer clicks. 1 minute, one 1,000, 2 1,000, another minute, another, then another. Seeing myself, I remember lying, feeling my back burn and my cheek cold. I can't turn my head. It hurts to see if Carlos's toy is on my right. I can't lift my head, see sky, but I can hear voices, especially Ma's and Cam's screaming. I see black boots, see dirt and snow. I wish Grandma was holding me. Sarah scrolls down. Words roll up the screen. The article says paramedics were too late. Seeing me dying, my thoughts race. Who recorded the movie? Why didn't they help me? Call the police. Can you call the police? On the police? Staring at the computer, I can tell when I died. Like rising smoke, my spirit leaves. Sarah's face is bleak. I'm so sorry, Jerome. So sorry. If I could, I would hug you, bring you back to life. Her body leans forward like she thinks she can touch me, like she's yearning, needing connection. Sarah is forever changed. I can see that. She murmurs, he didn't see you. My father didn't really see you. Does he see you, Sarah? Does he see you? Did he take you skating? I ask, sarcastic. Did he? Or is he selfish? Feeling sorry for himself. If I were alive, I'd flush red. Sorry I'm being mean. It's okay, Jerome. I understand. She steps closer. I smell lilacs. She does understand. I blink. Out of the corner of my eye, I think I see Emmett, a shadowy outline. A breeze flutters the curtain. I wish I could be hugged. Hug Sarah, too. Now we're on 111. This is preliminary hearing, Chicago Courthouse, April 18th. You were the operator that answered in the 911 call? Yes, I did. The 911 operator looks like a college student, red hair, black rimmed glasses. Nervous, she twists her hands. Did the caller identify themselves? No. What did the caller say? A boy, no, a man, was in the park with a gun. The transcript says toy gun. Yes, toy gun. Did you tell the reporting officers that? No. Top of 112. Why not? Objection, says the prosecutor. Speaks to credibility. Answer the question, insists the judge. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't say toy. The girl fidgets. Did you know in Cleveland, Tamir Rice also died because officers thought his toy was real? I object. Sustained, says the judge, pounding her gavel. No more questions, says the lawyer. Dismissed, says the judge to the girl. I wish she could hear me murmuring sorry. Her saying toy wouldn't have made any difference. 113. This is civil rights. Sarah's school is much better than mine. I mean, much better than my old school. Her school has trees and a track, basketball gym, and football field. My school has a chain link fence and concrete where I ran and played hoops. Her school is mainly white. Mine was mainly black and Hispanic. Her school has a library with computers. Mine doesn't even have a librarian. Being dead, I see places I never saw before. See homes, not high-rise projects. Schools better than I ever imagined. Who knew there were schools with computer and science labs, libraries with fluffy pillows and couches? I wouldn't have minded going to Sarah's school. If I'd gone to Sarah's school, I never would have been late or faked being sick. I don't think any kid at my old school, even the troublemakers, would have minded a sky blue painted school with bright lights and clean hallways. The nice librarian with glasses dangling from her neck comes toward us, stops, her face puzzled, then steps around me and squeezes Sarah's shoulders. Shouldn't you be in class, Sarah? Sarah doesn't answer. Are you all right? The librarian, Miss Penny, her name tag says, encourages Sarah to sit. I'll call the principal's office. Let her know you're here. No, wait. Mrs. Penny, Miss Penny plops down in the kid-sized chair. She leans forward. Do you want a counselor? I can call Mr. Stevens. No, I just want to sit. Miss Penny leans back. Sit as long as you need. How about forever? Miss Penny pats her hand. You get hungry, I think, bored. Sarah can't help but giggle, and I feel light-hearted. I haven't heard laughter in a long time. Sarah stops. In class, some kids talk about what a good cop my dad is. He is a good cop, but he can't be if he killed a kid, can he? Miss Penny doesn't say a word, just hugs her. Ask her about Emmett, I whisper, though Miss Penny can't hear me anyway. Miss Penny, have you heard about Emmett Till? Now, that's an upsetting case. She gazes blankly into space. You can research it when you're older, she says, flat. Why not now? Yeah, I think, feeling proud of Sarah. What's wrong with now? You'll learn about Emmett when you learn more about civil rights. When's that? Well, Miss Penny says, flustered, it happens bit by bit during Black History Month in history class, social studies. I'm in 7th grade and I haven't learned about Emmett Till. Top of 116. Maybe you shouldn't know about it, at least for now. It's terrible when grown men kill a child. Like my dad? Oh, Sarah, I didn't mean. But it's true. I holler in the librarian's ear. It's terrible when a man kills a child. Sarah looks at me. Then she looks at the librarian. Jerome died in the city, Chicago, the same city where Emmett was born. That's true, but Emmett Till was murdered in Mississippi 60 years ago. So, what's the difference? Emmett's death made a difference. His death began the African American Civil Rights Movement. You mean like Martin Luther King Jr.? Yes, but much more. Desegregation of schools, Brown versus Board of Education, desegregation of trains, buses. You've heard of Rosa Parks, the March on Washington, the Voting Rights Act. So much more, Sarah. You're saying Jerome's death is less important? No, I'm not saying that. I was a young girl, just like you, when the call for civil rights went out. My family was Jewish. We knew discrimination too. All types of people fought for change. In 1955, Mrs. Till was very, very brave. She insisted on an open casket. She wrote, "Let the world see what I have seen." Can I see? Miss Penny closes her eyes, shakes herself, then sighs. Better to light a candle than curse the darkness. What's that mean? A Chinese proverb. It means I'm going to show you a picture of Emmett Till. I was the same age as you when I saw it. Miss Penny types casket and Till in the computer searches bar. The computer's search bar. Click. I turn away. I don't want to see. Dead is dead. Doesn't matter what dead looks like. I walk out of the library, down the hall, through the front doors. It's a bright sunny day. I hear Sarah sobbing. Oh, over and over and over. Now we're on the chapter that says wandering. This is 119. Leaves are budding. I walk and walk and walk. At least it feels like walking. I roam, going nowhere. Why am I still here, yet not here? I walk among people, invisible, and people still make space for me, like the weight of my air is tangible, real. Dead, I walk, while living people talk, laugh, make plans. Emmett walks beside me, just like that. Bam. Not here, then there. Then here, next to me. He smiles. I want to hit him. I don't want to know a 60-year-old ghost. I want to go home, but home isn't home anymore. Maybe if I waited, I'd see my family becoming happier without me. I don't want to wait that long. Page 120. I don't want to feel myself being missed less and less. Will it happen? I hope not. I hope so. I don't want Ma, Pop, Grandma, and Kim to be unhappy forever because of me. I move faster and faster. I'm like smoke in the wind. If I was alive, I'd be jogging, running. Emmett is keeping up. I'm angry and angrier. Stop bothering me, I shout. Go away. Leave me alone. I stop abruptly. If we were alive, me and Emmett would crash into each other. Why were we killed? I holler. Right? Why? Another ghost walks ahead, dipping side to side, swaying. He's graceful, fly, hip, wearing a gray hoodie. Who's that? I ask. Killed about 6 years ago in Florida. Hey kid, I yell. Hey. He keeps walking, bebopping ahead of me. All I can think, Peter Pan sucks. Top of 121. This is preliminary hearing, Chicago Courthouse, April 18th again. Sarah's father is called back to the stand. He looks sharp in his uniform, but he also looks beat down, weary. The sides of his mouth droop. His eyes are rimmed red. I almost feel sorry for him. I stand in the back near the double doors. I want to flee, but I can't help myself. I stay. Emmett's missing. Sarah sits next to her mom. I stare at the back of her head, at her brown hair, thinking, look at me, look at me. She doesn't turn. Ma rests her head on Pop's shoulder. Grandma weeps quietly, huge tears dampening her face. The prosecutor moves close, face to face with Officer Moore. Did you announce yourself, police? Top of 122. No. Did you order Jerome Rogers to put down the gun? No. To raise his hands? No. Did you fire from the police cruiser before it had come to a complete stop? I don't know. Yes or no? I guess so. Officer Moore looks down, like an answer is written on his hands. Yes, no. Yes, he says, looking straight at the lawyer. He was waving his gun. A police car is a coffin. I had to react. Did you react when Jerome Rogers lay wounded on the ground? Did you render aid? No. CPR? Objection, shouts the defense lawyer. Sustained, responds the judge. Call 911. The prosecutor persists. Objection. 123. Sustained. Counselor, I'll cite you for contempt. Sorry, Your Honor, just seeking clarification on the unconscionable lack of aid. Objection, roars the defense. Before the judge bangs her gavel, Officer Moore answers hoarsely, no, no aid. The room erupts. Chaos. Sarah and her mom hold tight to each other. Ma shudders, then collapses into Pop. Pop tries to hold her upright. I can tell he's trying to be strong, trying to calm Ma and Grandma, just like I always try to do. 3 good things can't be said, can't fix what's wrong. Court's adjourned. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. We begin again tomorrow. Angry bursts swirl like a hurricane. Sarah buries her face in her mother's lap. I can't help Grandma, Ma, or Pop. I walk out, disappear. And I think